Toad the Wet Sprocket?
Yeah, that song they do. I don't get Phish, though. They have a Phish channel here on Sirius XM.
I know. I keep trying.
Their fans are so fucking devoted.
And I'm like, what am I listening to?
I think they had a Phish fest or something recently. No, I'm not kidding.
I don't eat fish.
Phish, for those of you who don't know, it's P-H-I-S-H. It's a jam band that started in Vermont in the 80s. I just, it's kind of like the Grateful Dead. I just don't get it. They do, you know what they call that? Psychedelic improvisational rock.
Oh.
I'll give you a sample. This is called You Enjoy Myself. Yeah. I guess maybe you got to be high. Once you, what?
I don't know.
I hear feces.
That's what I think.
Once you feces.
Drive into the Atlantic.
You know who became a huge fan of Phish?
Who?
Jason.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been a big fan since October.
Oh. Well, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Because he's high all the time.
All right.
He doesn't know what he's listening to.
What is this?
Well, this song is, people have explained to me it's better when you cut off the flow of oxygen to your brain. This song sounds perfect.
Boy, man. Wash your face och drive me till Firenze.
That's DC? What's he saying, Jason?
I think he's saying, you enjoy myself.
Oh. They said feces.
What?
Well, I mean, that's the name of the song.
You
I don't
enjoy
know.
myself.
I don't know
How
if
did
that's
you
the
become a
actual
fan? I never knew that.
Yeah, well, I love this style of music. Like,
Really?
I'm a huge...
I thought you were into rap.
I like rap. I like rock. I love jam music. I love the channel that we used to have here called Jam On. But I was never into Phish. I was kind of always like, I didn't get it. One of the guys in the back office is way into it. We went to a concert back on November 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, we were real curious about what goes on in the Phish concert.
Really?
It blew your mind? You loved it. What were you doing? Were you doing weed and
No, I do weed at every concert I go to. It wasn't like special for Phish.
Oh, is that the one where you like went out to dinner before and after?
That was another Phish concert.
Oh.
Yeah, I did 2 dinners, mushrooms and a bunch of other fun stuff.
Anyway, we were curious about what goes on at a Phish concert, so we went to a show at Madison Square Garden. It was part of the band's 13-show run at Madison Square Garden. 13-show run.
Wow.
All nights were sold out, and they never repeated a song. And Phish fans, I've learned, are super passionate about the band. This guy almost cried talking about the song. You know the song Harpua?
I actually don't know that song.
Yeah, listen to
I
this.
think it's one of the early.
Have you ever cried at a Phish show because the music moved you so much?
Yeah, I cried when they played Harpua this run because it's been a while since I seen it. I even tear up and kind of get choked up thinking about it because I seen that Harpua at Sugar Bush, the whole Haley's Comet one, and it definitely moved me. So yeah, Harpua has a special place in my heart.
When I heard this guy talking about Harpua, I went, you know what? Finally, I'm going to go listen to this. Because this has got to be like Stairway to Heaven or something. It's got to be so moving.
Deep.
So here's Harpua.
There's a dog in the station with a bad reputation.
Oh my God.
It's a sign of the nation's decay. But the dog in
Guy's
the
crying.
station doesn't need a vacation. As the
And you're into
people
this,
rush
Jason.
by.
It sounds like it's from the 1930s.
Yeah, I think that song was recorded in 1989 that you're playing there.
It's like a song parody.
Dressed in red.
I'm not defending that song or this performance.
You like this?
I don't particularly like this.
They never play Harpua. That's why the guy cried.
Ah, well, there you go. Maybe there's
Yeah.
a reason that they rarely play it.
Yeah, they don't even like it.
Well, part of the culture of Phish is that people get insanely fucked up. The big drug they do is called whippets. Are you into that?
No, and actually, somebody in our office was describing how you feel on whippets, and it sounded interesting. I go, how long does it last? But only lasts 60 seconds.
Right.
I'm like, well,
Not even.
Not even. Yeah, it's a giant waste.
What it is dentist grade nitrous oxide.
Jesus.
And they use tanks to fill balloons with the nitrous oxide, and then they inhale them. Like you go to a Phish concert and people are walking around with balloons.
With balloons.
Yeah.
I'm only into natural drugs, man. Got to grow in the ground.
This is like from what everyone told me is there's a whole block filled with tanks outside the show where people did whippets.
I see that.
It's called Nitrous Alley.
I mean,
right?
you call it night because you just see it's like ridiculous.
Here, listen to the balloons being filled. This is crazy. Our producer said there were hundreds of balloons being filled. Here it is. I can see why you're into this.
It does. It's like 1:00 in the morning, and you walk outside of a concert, and it looks like a children's party going on.
But do the police try to stop the Whippet Alley from happening, or Nitrous Alley?
I've never seen it. The police seem to be very cool in the sense that they're like, hey, if you stay around here, if you're smoking somewhere, as long as you're keeping to yourself, they don't seem to cause too much trouble. Although one of the guys was saying that they've seen cops raid one of them, and they actually pick up the helium cans and go running down the street, like to avoid the cops.
They call it hippie crack.
Yeah, sounds about right.
If you're curious about the effect it has, just listen to this guy. He's just taking a hit.
What's in those balloons?
Candy.
How was the show tonight?
It was wow. Home on the train.
Maybe we should go to this, Robin.
No.
Oh, Robin. Ew. Ew.
I don't want to be around any of these people.
Oh, come on.
I don't even understand. You can't, by the time you get to your seat, it's over. I don't understand.
Let's see. Yeah, I know. It's like a quick high.
Yeah.
I think it just makes you dizzy. But it's not just Whippets. The Phish fans were on LSD. We found a guy who made 0 cents.
Tonight I have experienced a little LSD, but these are spirits that have come through me, and if I want to take a trip somewhere, I will feel out whether or not that I'm getting on the right boat. Trey definitely is a Jedi. Do you see how he plucks the strings and he stirs the soup?
Yes.
Like he literally moves us. And all of us were present, and we heard him and he heard us. It's not just you, it's all y'all, it's us, it's we. When the teacher is ready, the teacher appears.
I don't know if that's LSD or she just had too much Oprah. She's got a lot of thoughts going on in there. Also, our guys found a couple of people on mushrooms, and they started arguing about whether Phish is the best band.
Are Phish the best band in the world?
No. To me, yes.
No, I'm going to say no.
Fuck you. It brought us together.
Being honest.
Well, that's not your band. It's my band. I've spent a lot of money touring with them.
How much have you spent?
Thousands.
Drug of choice.
Drug of choice is always mushrooms. I love mushrooms. It's natural and fucking fun.
How did you smuggle them into the venue?
Oh, through her tits.
Are you on mushrooms now?
Yeah, I am. Motherfucker!
Well, they both agreed that mushrooms are the best drug.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they didn't agree on the band. Wow.
Phish gets there's a lot of women at Phish concerts.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely. It's not a dude thing. It's definitely 50-50.
I think maybe Robin should go.
Robin, you want to go?
I'm definitely not.
I'm trying to
going.
get tickets for the Mohegan Sun show. Come on.
There is such a horrible musical sound to them.
No.
But Robin, we could smuggle a whole pharmacy in your tits. Are you kidding what we would do?
It would only be for business,
Right.
not for pleasure.
They're playing you the worst stuff right now.
Here's one final clip. This last guy said he'd been sniffing some powder. He went from being very angry about the show to happy to falling in love with our producer. He was all over the place from his powder.
So how was the show tonight?
Dude, it was really a big letdown. It's just some of the worst playing I've ever seen. I love Phish. I'm feeling Phish, and I love drugs.
What kind of drugs are you on tonight?
Just a little powder. That's my favorite. I like to smash it up with a little masher, sniff it right through my ear.
What are you feeling?
God damn it. Who are you? Oh, I love you. I love you.
Wow.
I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Where am I?
That's a big thing with Phish, by the way. You have to.
But he hated. He started out hating Phish, and then he loved Phish.
They're fans. Listen, I've only been a fan since November. I've been to 4 shows, and what happens is they immediately dissect the show afterwards. And it's every show I've been to. It's either been the best show they've ever done or the worst show they've ever done, depending on who you talk to.
Oh wow, we did Whippets. I hate you. I love you. Oh fuck you. I'll kill you.
Anyway, I'm not that into their music, but if you got to admire a band with such passionate fans. And,
I don't have to do that at all.
yes, you do. You have to check out Phish Radio on Sirius XM Channel 29.
Phish Radio.
Yes.
I've tried checking it out.
What up, Matt?
Hey now.
Hey now.
So a quick medical fact there that the whippets that they're doing kill upwards of 10 times the amount of brain cells that smoking a joint does, which explains how they can enjoy such lousy music.
There you go. All right, man. Thank you. But here's a guy seen 24 shows. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, he's already seen 4, and he just started like
4 and 1 Trey solo show.
But
goes
I
to
think
the
it's because
fourth.
you like getting high.
I like getting high, but I get high at every concert I go to. So
I mean,
I
how
just
are
really.
your other favorite bands going to fare if you're always at Phish concerts?
Well, it is a problem, actually, because Phish has kind of,
I think
in
you
a
like the
short time,
vibe. Steve-
overtaken my life.
Steve Nowicki said Madison Square Garden looked like a crack house. Like people were just strung out everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is
Chris,
awful.
in Colorado.
Yeah, 24 shows, man. One of the greatest improv rock bands you're ever going to find.
Yeah.
I mean, who picked up the Grateful Dead legacy?
How do you know it's an
They're going to go on
improv?
stage.
It's not necessarily an
think
improv. They probably rehearse like motherfuckers.
I don't even think they rehearse. What do you have to rehearse?
No, they do rehearse. They go on stage. They don't necessarily always have a set list set. So they kind of just
They
feel
rehearse for their they rehearse a studio album, and when they're recording the studio album, they'll rehearse that. And then when they're on tour, I don't think they're rehearsing.
What are you on right now?
Playing out on stage. What am I on right now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Colorado, but I'm not high yet. I just woke up.
Right. Well, go listen to the Phish channel. Do you ever listen to it?
I did listen to the Phish channel. Instead of buying tickets for the overpriced shows, I just stayed at home and listened on my couch.
There you go. So you see we're providing a service. All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, do you care that someone's on the phone wants to know if you're going to Phish in Saratoga?
Who? It's not me. It's
No,
got to be you.
Yes, Virginia.
Hello, I'm from Saratoga, and I was just wondering if Jason was coming to Phish. It's here for 2 nights.
When?
They come if you give me a minute.
All right, that's okay. I'll look it up. Yes,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
very much like to go.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Sure. Who gives a fuck? No, Wiki
She's going to
said-
find him in this sea of derelicts.
Well, Jason does stand out.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty fat. The Phish audience seems to be a lot more in shape than I am.
Wiki says there were a lot of hot chicks at the show.
Yeah, there's lots of hot chicks.
But he said they were all strung out on drugs, but I see
Awesome.
that as a plus.
Yeah. My very first Phish show, I was sitting next to this incredibly attractive blonde woman who was high, I guess, on LSD or something, because she spent the entire concert sitting in her seat with a black light flashlight, like rolling it over her wrist to see like the black lights.
Right.
That was the entire concert.
She's probably seeing hallucinating a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just like, this is, that's who you go pick up a chicken.
All right, well, there you go. There's a little lesson in Phish for those of you who wanted a lesson, and for those of you who didn't, well, I'm sure you're gone by now anyway.
The Howard Stern Show.